Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nela Azara, and today I will be present my research proposals about students' fear of making mistakes during speaking activities in English class at junior high school in Palembang. Okay, next. Background of the study. Speaking is the primary tool for social interactions and a key indicator of language mastery. However, in many EFL classrooms, we see a silence paradox. Students want to speak, but they choose to stay silent. This is often due to the affective filter, a psychological barrier where high anxiety blocks learning. In our local context, junior high students often feel a heavy burden to be perfect. The core problem is the silent room. Students are physically present but verbally disengaged. This happens because of cognitive overload, trying to manage grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation simultaneously. Furthermore, the classroom is often perceived as a place of judgment rather than a safe space for practice. This creates a significant gap between our curriculum goals and the student actual performance. In the research focus, to address this gap, my research is guided by two questions. First, what are specific internal and external factors? Identifying the triggers. Is it the teachers, the peers, or the student's own self perceptions? Then, how does this fear manifest? Identify the symptoms. How exactly do they show fears? Like switching to the mother tongue, stuttering, or complete withdrawal. Research objective of the study are to map the internal triggers such as perfectionism and low self-efficacy and the external triggers like peer pressures. I also aim to document the coping mechanisms students use such as shifting to their mother tongue or relying entirely on written notes to hide their fear of being judged. Theoretical speaking is a complex productive skill that requires a balance of fluency and accuracy. In our classrooms, students often prioritize accuracy so much that they lose their fluency entirely. My study explores how interactional competence, the ability to converse socially, is hindered when a student views a mistake as a failure rather than a natural part of the learning process. Psychological factor in FL. At the heart of this issue, we must consider the language ego, the feeling that you appear less intelligent because you cannot express yourself clearly in English. When self efficacy is low, students surrender before they even try. I will be discussing between state anxiety, which is specific to the English class, and the student's general self confidence level. Drivers of fear of mistakes, the latter factors. The first is the most significant. Students fear being mocked by peers. Additionally, corrective feedbacks. The teacher's styles play a role if a teacher corrects every single error immediately. It can reinforce the idea that makes our wrong rather than grow. Yeah. The research methodology and designs and the settings at MTS and number two Palembang. At eight grade students selected via purpose sampling, focusing on anxious and silent students. The data collection tools I use is observations, interviews, and documentations. I believe that the classroom where mistakes are low is a classroom where learning is truly happening. I hope this study help educators create a safe space where students feel empowered to find their voice. Thank you for your time and attention. I'm now ready for any question or feedback you may have. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.